indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you so much for joining me again on another day. Little, we did a little bit of a. Back in a second. I love you, friends. Thank you for joining me. I'm gonna get my stuff. Okay, there it is. For some reason, I was okay. Now I'm still missing stuff. I'll be back in a second. I love you. Don't get distracted. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about getting distracted today, specifically in a context of something else. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you again. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, look at that sweetie girl. Look at that sweetie.
Holding my seat for me. Thank you, sweet girl. Can I have it back, please? Please, please. Oh, please. Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Hello. Mwah! Blushing in the sky. You have been dearly missed, friend. And here we are. Talking about people we miss. Is that Mama? Mommy, 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 mom, mommy, mom, mother, mother. Go fetch him, please. He's been fetched. Here we are. It's so nice to have you here, Mammy. You've been missed. Blushing, you've been missed. Guyana, you've been missed. Here we are. It's so nice to have you friends here. Giovanna's joining us, Joy Vive, beloved Shannon and Nana. Pippi's getting said hi to as well. Love you. Love you so much. Woo! Today's stream topic came to me as a dream. Yes, it sounds very mystical when I say it that way. I missed Mammy too. We missed you too, friend. Here we are, right? Missed one another. We're in our own worlds for a while, and yet connecting like nothing has changed. Like we've never been anywhere else but in this moment. It's nice to have you friends here with me. The stream topic came from this dream I had. You know, like one of those dreams where you kind of go back to sleep for a little bit and then you dream a bunch of stuff and you actually remember those dreams. I I get back into this dream state and like my dream state almost like poses problems or it gives me conundrums to look at. And it doesn't necessarily tell me what I'm supposed to understand, but it gives me the information so that I can at least witness it. So it shows me this world, you know, let's call it this world, where a child, it was a young child, like 5 maybe 5 years old, maybe even younger than that, where the child was given a piece of technology. And you can say tablet, even, right? Like you can say tablet. The child was given a tablet. And the child was given the tablet partly as a means to get the child to behave, to say it in so many words, you know, where the child is a little bit angsty, kind of all over the place. And then upon being given a tablet, kind of calms down and is then, as a result, socially acceptable. you know. And I'm like, I'm seeing this, and I feel like I understand at first, you know. I'm like, yes, I understand what's going on here, child, you know, trying to get the child to behave, to stay quiet, and give it something to entertain the child. And then I see this child becoming extremely like flustered, upset about something. And the technological device that this child is interfacing with, instead of stopping interfacing with this technological device, the technological device instantly recognizes the stress in the child, the fact that he's upset about something, and then instantaneously prompts a distraction, creates a scenario within the screen, within the experience, that gets the child to pay attention to that instead of the thing that he was just paying attention to, which made him upset. And as I'm watching this happen, I'm like, I'm not sure if that's a good idea. I basically say to myself, like, I feel this moment of, I don't know if we want to do it that way, you know, from this perspective of feeling something that makes you upset and perpetuating that experience of being upset, getting to a state of distress. And then instead of kind of like addressing whatever is distressing you, instead of like kind of like really spending some time feeling through it, being like, okay, I'm feeling this way. I'm feeling this way because so and so happened. I feel some way about so and so because I would like it to happen so and so instead. I have this expectation, I have this attachment, right? Like you go through this whole mental map of why it is you were upset in the first place. And then in turn, the next time around when the same things happen, you can kind of recognize that same pattern and get less upset, or control the upsetness, if you will, right? Before you get completely enthralled in it. And I was seeing this reality of this child always being distracted when they get upset, that they never really form the skills, never really form the ability to just be with the feeling of upset, the feeling, just to be with the feeling, you know? Like instead of just to be with the feeling, there was always, oh, there's a feeling. How about this thing? How about, right? Like it was always this separation, always a separation. And right now, in our current state of existence, we're doing that. We're actually doing that. And I was like, oh! As I wake up, I'm like waking up with a fury that this is something that we need to talk about. Feel your feelings, friend. Feel your feelings, right? Like I'm a victim. A victim. I don't want to say that word even. I'm guilty of it myself, that I'm likely to distract myself when I'm feeling upset. Instead of just sitting with the upsetness, with the pissed offness, I would rather watch something, listen to music, usually aggressively do pull ups. Right? Instead of just feeling the feelings. And to just, I'm not saying that you're wrong for distracting yourself when you're feeling one way or another. In fact, if you're feeling one way or another and that feeling is so unbearable that a distraction makes it bearable, please, by all means, distract yourself. But to just bring it into our minds, right? To see that, to be like, yes, interesting. Thank you, friends, for being here with me so we can have some chats. Hello, all on day 625. Hello to you. Lolo, it's nice to have you. How was the wedding? I'm curious as well, Joy Vive. I'm so curious. That's great, Joy Vive. I'm happy to hear that. I'm pretty good. So happy to be here with you, friends. Same. Thank you for the love, Lolo. I'm good. Yeah. Good to see you, Joe. Not bad. Waking up, having coffee, and visiting with you all. Lolo, it's a pleasure to have you here. Are you distracting yourself right now from feeling something in particular? Maybe that's the question we should be asking. Are you? Yes, you. Yeah, especially you. Yeah, you're like, yes, you. Are you distracting yourself from a particular feeling right now? And instead of being like no, instead of being like yes, to just say, I am feeling this, whatever it may be. Try it. Try it. Just acknowledge to yourself, I am feeling sad. To see it as, you know, like a verb, like a, you know, I like this ing, the ing establishment of mind. When you're trying to meditate, you can assign labels to certain aspects of your experience, right? where you'll notice you'll start to think about things, and then you can be like, thinking, and then you can come back to the moment, right? So to in that way acknowledge to yourself what it is you're feeling right now, and to see how it's but a small fraction of the rest of the infinity. Thank you, friends, for being willing to. Oh man, there you are. I just popped to say hi. I gotta go bring Joe to a birthday party. You look well, as always. Oh, Mammy, thank you for that, friend. You've been missed. Also lost. More friends we missed. The cousin with the Weng Kunzingzu. I've already forgotten what that means. A friend actually told me, but love you. It's nice to have you here. Asu, it's nice to have you too. Blushing says, yeah, I got to process it. How will you get your vantage point for future instances if not? Exactly. Exactly that. And it's almost like we are doing ourselves a disservice to service ourselves now, right? It's like paradox. Like you have to take care of yourself now, but in taking care of yourself now to the point of distraction, to the point of unwillingness to confront certain aspects of self, those aspects of self aren't gonna go away, you know? Sadness is still gonna be very much a part of all of our existences. Loss will still be very part of all of our existences. Expectation and inevitable suffering, right? Expecting things to be one way and then it's not that way, and then we're like, oh, it's a part of life. All of these things are a part of life. And instead of to distract ourselves from that fact, to grow, to become strong, to be loving regardless of these expectations not being met. Same Lolo, about to get out of bed to get my coffee. Yeah, yeah. Joy Vive, I changed my pattern. You know, like usually, thank you for asking, Joy Vive. Usually, I I have electricity, you know. Let me just say it. No, anyway. So I have a certain pattern where I can do things, and as of late, we've been having some spice. That's as much as I'm gonna say. Not complaining. We've been having some spice. Spice can be a good thing, yes. And as a result, I've had to shift my coffee drinking window exponentially later. Usually, I would drink coffee, then meditate for half an hour, then shower cold, then start my yoga, then come into stream. And today and yesterday as well, it was like coffee, like finish coffee directly into yoga, yoga into stream. And it definitely tweaks me, you know. Like usually caffeine, I can almost like notice the want to do things kind of like arise in me, you know, as I'm getting into the experience. And meditating, sitting still, as you feel that energy of go and do things arise in you, and still being still, regardless of this momentum that's building in you, I feel kind of gives me a sense of stability, a base, and I've not had that. So we're feeling a little bit loosey goosey as of late. How are you feeling, Joy Vive? Thank you for asking, friend. Connor says, hello, friends. I'm at a football tailgate. Just sliding in real quick to say, I love you all. As we love you. Thank you, Connor, for taking some time with us, friend. I hope you enjoy your game. Yup, Nugget saying, good morning, divine nodes of my infinite soul. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm imagining like a spiritual ecstasy, you know, like dying, technically ecstasy and nirvana. No, the orgasm, like in the French word for orgasm is little death, you know, like this act of complete release, letting go of divine nodes of my infinite soul, a recognition. So many words to be said, and yet those encapsulating all of them. Saina is here too. Good morning, Meltmore. I missed you guys. We missed you, friend. So nice to have you here. Thank you for joining us, brewing coffee for my day at the dog grooming shop now. You're gonna need it, Gob. Oh goodness, dude. Dealing with dogers. Dealing with that many dogers. Caffeine is definitely going to help. Yeah. I was imagining a scenario where it doesn't, and then I was like, yeah, no. Coffee is gonna 99% of the time help in that scenario. Say no, thank you, beloved Shan. About to bumble down the road with my boys. Get them, dude, get them. I actually groomed them last night, JVs. Other big boys, all pretty good. Thank you so much for the love. I may be distracted. I am feeling a little bit busy in the mind where every task must be done in order before I can feel settled. Yeah, yeah. I happen to be the same way sometimes, Lolo. Especially, and like tell me if I'm off base, but the thing that kind of like gets me with that wanting for things to be done in a certain way is how angry or upset or flustered or frustrated we can get when people interrupt that cycle that this is gonna do I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that and then I'm gonna and then they're like don't you want to do this for me and then all of these things you were gonna do falls apart and that can be frustrating as well. Sometimes we want to distract ourselves from it. It's okay, Lolo. Thank you for being open and vulnerable with us, for sharing the human experience. Good points. We are all adult children with tablet distractions. You're seeing exactly what I'm getting at. Thank you, beloved Blushing. It's nice to have you here, friend. This is something I'm teaching a group of 6 year olds every Saturday through sports, dealing with feelings in defeat and victory. It's a roller coaster for them. Everyone loves to win. Whew. Mammy, like this stuff actually trips me out. I don't even know if you're here right now, but like you might have left to take Joe. But the fact that this topic came to me as like a significant thing that we're supposed to talk about, the fact that you haven't been here for a few moments, and that you come into this moment as we're discussing this topic, and you happen to be in that fractal, actually teaching 6 year olds how to feel their feelings, especially when it comes to defeat and victory. Mammy, thank you for helping our future generations. I see you, friend. The defeats are tough for them, but they are taught to process not winning and to be gracious and humble. Playing team sports, everyone should try it once. I did try it once, but I always felt like I wasn't part of the team, you know? Like unfortunately, even though I was in a team sport, the team I was playing with didn't particularly like me. So, when like in rugby, people have to pass the ball to you, and if they don't like you, they don't pass the ball. And that really killed my soul. I feel like that was worse. That was worse than winning or losing. I felt like I was losing no matter what I did. Like just I was losing by showing up. Maybe I had to feel that, to get where we are right now. I had to feel those feelings to be able to feel these ones. I'm feeling content, fantastic, blushing. How grateful. How grateful to feel content. Yes, teach them young. Life is full of complex situations and subsequent emotions. We have to face them no matter what. Stand post. Right here in this moment. Forever. Kitchen ad. It's nice to have you, friend. Sportsmanship, not gamesmanship. Excellent teaching moment. Thank you, friends, for being willing to. Divine nodes of my infinite soul. That's fantastic, right? I love it. Gavity goo. Man, what a man. Ah, goodness. I missed them real quick. Maybe distracted. The Huskies' coats are conditioned sofa, expertly fluffed out and brushed to perfection. Then they immediately slob all over each other. And you can't be like, no, don't do that. Stop. They're just like, you what, Dad? You what? We stop? No, no stop. Only go, only go, Dad. Oh, I get you, Lolo. One thing at a time. Better than them rolling in mud puddle. Yeah, like that is what our dogs does. Like at least some of them sometimes, where they get washed. Like still, I dry them off and they still have wet fur, and then the next time I see them, they're just like 7 shades browner, having in the freaking ground, and I'm like, seriously. Are you kidding me right now? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We have 2 coaches supervising each group of 10 kids to make sure everyone gets game time. It's good, clear guidance from the top down is key. We had 70 kids show up for training today. A group of 10 kids. Goodness. I'm guessing you're gonna have to be groups of 35 now. Mammy, good luck. 70 children. You know, like I hear this beautiful right fractal that I'm looking into right now because I get to be separate. I get to be naive. I get to be like, yeah, helping kids process emotions. And then I picture myself actually in the reality. And there are 70 kids. And they're kids, right? And there's 70 of them. Good luck, Mavi. It makes me happy that so many of them are showing up for it. I feel that the fact that more of them are showing up for it, the kids are probably talking amongst each other and have hyped each other up to go to this thing. Because as their little divine souls knows, this thing is of value. They're teaching each other, teaching themselves. Thank you, Mami, for teaching them too. I think it's the way my mind works. Sometimes, if I remember my breath, I can sometimes snap myself out of it. Oh, thank you for the reminder. Hello, B. It's nice to see you, friend. Hmm. The fullness of the moment, huh? That there is just everything going on all the time. Bees. Even bees. Buck, Badaka, of care. Yes, bees, dude. Imagine how many beesing right now, dude. Collecting pollens, not fertilizing. Come on, words. Come on, come on. Bestuif is the Afrikaans word. Pollinating. Thank you. Pollinating. Little flowers. Those flowers turning into fruits. Seed pods. Those seed pods, those fruits being eaten by birds, falling to the ground. Microorganisms eating that goodness all up, all of it, right? Like that's just bees, you know, the little cycle the bees allow for. So much, dude, so much going on, and that's just Earth. The fact that there's just an infinity right in front of you right now, right? And I turn around, and there's infinity behind me as well, in every single direction, infinity, starting from you, and we're like, yeah, I'm nothing. Yeah, I'm worthless. I'm useless. Judgment is your attempt to murder that which you decided has no right to be. Damn. You know, like technically I'm coming to today's stream from a place of judgment, like a little bit, right? Being like, shouldn't be distracting, shouldn't be distracting ourselves from our feelings. And yet, maybe in me saying that we shouldn't be doing that, I'm trying to murder. I'm trying to murder the fact that we're distracting ourselves. I don't want to do that. I don't want to judge. I don't want to judge the willingness to distract ourselves at all. Only love can heal this world, and the light deserves to shine. For what you cannot accept, you will judge. I weirdly enough, I have accepted it though, right? Because I'm one of them. I'm one of the kids. I've had access to a computer since the age of 8, 6, 6. Yeah, I access to the internet since the age of 8. You know, we never had cable TV. My mom believed cable TV was catered for and created by Satan or people serving Satan. And upon watching TV and the people that think the things that people want you to see on TV, it's gonna taint your mind. So They opted for the internet instead. They were like, yeah, we're not gonna get TV, we'll get internet. Yeah. 8-year old with access to everything all of the time. I distracted myself a lot. I still do. And yet I do believe that I try to feel, you know. I don't think, at least for the most part, that I'm always distracting myself from my feelings. I feel weirdly enough that message of judgment is coming back in the context of the feelings as well. You know, the fact that we judge our feelings, that we feel sad, and then we judge that sadness. We're like, oh, or we judge ourselves for feeling sad in the first place. You know, we feel sad and we're like, oh, you have all of these things. You have food to eat. You have a place to stay. You have a job. Na. You have no right to be sad. So to think of it in that way as well, like to judge your feelings, could be seen as an attempt to murder them. Do you want to murder your feelings? Do you want to stop feeling sad forever? Would you be able to feel happy if you couldn't feel sad? Ah, what do you think? Love is a Dross. It's nice to have you here, friend. It's organized chaos. Okay, good. Thank you for being here every day, Mel. Day 625 of broadcasting. A fantastic achievement. I'll see you again, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to the next meeting, friend. Maybe day 666 or something. It took a lot of reflection to realize I distract myself because I have no idea what the problem is or how to fix it. And I didn't consider myself worth the time, and I didn't consider myself worth the time it would take to figure any of it out. Breaking that cycle changed everything for me. I'm guessing could be the end of your sentence. Love is a Dross. You see, like this is what makes me happy about these streams. That sure, I had this feeling, I had this, thing that I wanted to share with you friends. And then upon sharing it, you gain that insight, and then because you gain that insight and I get to share your insight with all of us, we gain that insight. What a beautiful reflection that is. The fact that we might be distracting ourselves because we don't know what to do next. Right? And I had this conversation with my brother a little bit earlier today where I was reflecting on how to answer questions. And one of the questions that I was asking myself and then answering as myself was, did you expect you would be where you are? And then I saw two fractals where I was like, the one answer is yes, I did expect to see myself where I am. And then I saw the fractal of humanity that wouldn't necessarily appreciate that answer, feeling lost themselves. And then I was like, okay, I don't know if that is the right answer. And then the second answer came, yes, I knew I would be here, but I never knew how I would get here, right? And I feel that really, as you mentioned, love, is the dissonance that we're facing right now. It's not that we don't believe in ourselves. It's not that we don't know that we have all of this potential. It's the separation between what we know we're capable of and how to get to what we're capable of. And there's a bunch of separation stories we tell ourselves in the moment as well. Some of it might be financial, some of it might be circumstantial. You might have a family right now, you might have people that rely on you even if they're not family, and all of these things can in one way or another influence our fractal in a way where we feel even further away from this thing, this problem we're trying to solve, this reality we're trying to realize. And the only lesson that I've found within that fractal is to show up, right? Like, I don't know anything. I don't know where we're going, even though I have a grand goal in mind, and if I reach that grand goal, it'll be fantastic. But I don't know how to realize that goal. Not tangibly, right? I'm not gonna be like, okay, step A, do this. Step B, do so. Step C, goal completed. No, it's more a flow, a more of a showing up to see what the universe is going to tell you in the moment needs to be done. So, love, thank you for acknowledging that part of you that wants to be distracted. I feel the fact that you are aware enough of that pattern means that you're already heading in the right direction. Right? Thank you. Mojo. Everyone judges to some extent. I think the key is to be aware of when you're judging, to notice and maybe question. I'm working on that. Same Mojo. Like I feel like the thing that's kind of like taking me aback is the fact that I'm judging certain emotions. You know? Like I really do judge my emotions. Like if I don't feel all that, I'm in extreme judgment of that. I'm like, it shouldn't be this way, right? Expecting things to be differently. Oh God, you're good dog or dad. He really is. Lots of typos there, but you get it. Yes, your V, mutt is not desirable. Shan pets are like one of the biggest reasons for living. You're a dad, dude. You're literally catering, creating within the infinite experience your doggos can have a good one. You divine being, you. Thanks for the feedback, friends. Thank you for you, Lolo. Did you only teach? Did you only teach adults, Mel? You're asking me, Joy Vive? No, I used to be an English teacher in China. So, like the max capacity I ever taught in a class, I think were 22 kids, and I went insane. You know, I'm no, actually serious. At one point, after the class is finished, I just sat down with my hands in my hair, slowly consolidating, melting back the parts of myself that have gone lost, holding myself together. Oh goodness, somebody save me. Mammy, right on me. I was just as excited to see you too. Thank you for the love, dear friend. Uncle Becky. Do love you, Uncle Becker. Thank you, Brother Brandon, for joining me. We're talking about getting distracted. Getting distracted, especially getting distracted from our feelings. You know, feeling a certain thing and then being like, let me. Where is she at, Mammy? I think she's already maybe taken Joe to a thing. She might not be here anymore, but she was. You know, and that's what's important. Thank you, Brother Brandon, for being here too. I agree, Gabber. If I didn't have my daughter, my fur babies would be what would have kept me alive this whole time. Absolutely. Speaking of that, Shan, how is Amara? Did I spell that right? Perfectly so. She did spell the name right. There we go. She's good. She's beginning. The beginning of the week was a little bit rough, getting settled in with her class in school, but she's better now. Thank you for asking. Thank you for telling us, dear Shan. Sena says it's been crazy here. I feel like this year, the world has flipped me upside down and inside out with my dad and auntie's death. With the Queen of England died, I felt like my whole world is crashing down. Sena, I feel 2022 is gonna go down as one of those years where things were really brutal. You know, people are gonna be like, how did people survive? A lot of people won't. A lot of people are actually gonna die in 2022 as well. You know, not from a place of being morbid, even though it might sound a little morbid, but dying is not bad. Dying isn't something to be feared, right? But dying is like let me say it in this way, right? We all exist on planet Earth. Uncle Beck here is like, you want some love? Thank you, the bear, for the seal of approval, the all-seeing upvote, the love, the starstruck. Thank you, on B. I appreciate you, friends, so much. What fractal was I going into? Dying? Okay, yes. So the fact that we're all here on planet Earth, right? And if you aren't in this space right now, you are still in this space right now. And I believe the same thing about dying. You know, that you might not be here as this in this space right now, but you'll still be here as this observer in this space right now. Like there's nothing outside of this, right? Like we think of multidimensionality, but for instance, this is a three-dimensional object within a three-dimensional world, right? But if I only look at it from the top, now it's a two-dimensional object, right? And if I collapse this line, now it's a one-dimensional object. And I can see these dimensions within this third dimension. And a fourth dimensional entity would see this dimension within its dimension, as a reality, as a book in front of itself. There is no separation. There is only turtles and turtles and turtles and turtles and fractals and fractals and fractals and fractals, infinities, 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 cumulatively explosive. There's no escaping, and it's all going to be very overwhelming. Probably exponentially so until we hit the singularity, and then we're gonna cruise. We're gonna be like, woo, woo. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a ride, Sena. We're gonna see crazy things as humanity this time around, and we get to see it together. Uh, isn't it cool? We get to see all of it together. Getting settled in a new class can be rough. I remember those days. Same, Joy V. Like she went to a new class. Her old friends aren't in the new class with her as well, so she has to try and make new friends. Like it's an absolute mission for her right now. I've been feeling so nostalgic lately. Whew, I'm just really making me miss my childhood, especially the 90s and the early 2000s. What especially? Sena, tell us about your 90s experience, your early 2000s. What was a fond memory you had of that time? That is so much to deal with, Sena. I hope you're taking care of yourself during this really rough time. And you're loved, by the way, Sena. I wasn't trying to make any less of your dad and your auntie's passing, but I did want to bring it into your mind that they're not gone, right? Their bodies might not be as they were. The entity you knew as dad might not be existing in the same form as dad, but I don't believe he ceased to exist, right? One, conceptually, you are who you are because of his existence and everything he taught you and everything they've been there for you. So that existence perpetuates in you going into the infinity as well. But I also believe that within soul, within divine mind, there is a presence that says that can never be that can never be taken away. You can think of it as being coded into space-time reality as well, as in every single moment, like this moment, is being in a way remembered, right? The fact that I'm moving as matter. If you know the base state, the initial state, like thinking of the Big Bang, everything is in the same spot, and then it, right? It remembers that, and we are the in motion, literally. And as we move, that shiznit is literally coded into reality. And if you had an advanced enough computer to understand the initial state and the end state of the universe, all states within the universe would always be accessible in this moment. You're like, okay, Melt. Yes. I don't know anything though. She was pretty upset that her bestie, that she's been in the same class with all along, isn't in her class this year and is feeling lonely. But it's only the first week and she's making new friends. Fantastic. I'm so happy to hear that. I've been thinking a lot about self judgment lately. Personally, I try to use self judgment as a mantra to remind myself to be kind towards what I'm supposed to be here for. What do you believe you're supposed to be here for, Lolo? That's a beautiful question and a beautiful way to see it. We're here for you. Thank you, Lolo. Yes, we are. We're all here for you, Sena. I hope that this space has allowed at least a sense of gentleness in this year for you. I believe it has, at least from what you've told me. We love you, dear Sena. Thank you, Joy V, for sure. I'm definitely taking this time to appreciate myself and do lots of self care. Fantastic. Sorry to hear you dealing with that. Thank you, Shan, for the love. I know with my family, death, and my divorce, and during the retrograde, I definitely need a vacation. Please take one. I don't know if it's as easily done as it is said, but if you can manage to, take some time for yourself, dear friend. Please. I feel you, Sena, manifesting peace and calm for you and your life, friend. Thank you so much, dear Jovan. Not Jovan, Shannon. Like, I was trying to formulate an answer while I was thinking about it, thinking about what manifestation means. When someone says, I'm manifesting with you, it can be a little bit woo woo, right? You're like, oh, okay, thanks for that. But the way that I see manifesting for someone is to imagine the person in this moment. I'm going to manifest for Uncle Becky, for example. Uncle Becky on Haywire Hill, right? As Uncle Becky, sick ass hat, gorgeous beard, water falling off of his face, in his environment. And he is just vibing, overjoyed. People approaching him with more love, more abundance, more opportunities. He's like, see that, feel that. That is to me at least what manifesting for other people is to see this love, to see this growth, to see this beauty in their lives. Fresh from a hot air balloon ride this morning. What an experience to document. Has anyone ever been? Yo, Uncle Becky? 2 days ago. So not yesterday, the day before yesterday, the night, around 11 o'clock. Christian calls me, and we have this hour and 40-minute conversation, into the AM hours. And one of the things that I told him is that I'm gonna take him on a hot air balloon. Because I've also never been on a hot air balloon at the base. So the fact that you were on a hot air balloon so synchronously, that's amazing, Brother Bay. How was it? I'm guessing, I mean, you said it was an experience to document, but did you? Did you experience? Well, I mean, I hope so. I'm guessing you did, Uncle Becky. We love you. Nope, not me, Uncle Becky. I really like being on the ground. Ground self, even deeper. Thank you, friends in Meltmore. I really need to hear this. This is why we're here, right? This is why you showed up, showing up every day as an opportunity for serendipity. The basket was very grounding, surprisingly. I mean, it was made of earth, right? Technically, you're still in earth, just floating higher in the atmosphere. Not yet, Uncle Becky. Stoked for your experience, right? I can see how the basket would be grounding, but it's not. But it's not on the ground. I'm happy you had such a great experience, though, Uncle Becky. Right? Them things land by crashing. So I'm good. Glad you enjoyed. So that was the same thing in me and me and Christian talked about how it's like the oldest flying tech, right? I don't. Is it the oldest flying tech? I think. I think so. It might be the oldest flying tech. And then we were just like, yeah, maybe I'll get us drones or something. Those flyable little mini drones. Have you seen those things? They look super sick as well. Definitely miss the Spice Girls, lol. And being a child and having hope for my future. And plus the 90s and America was awesome. Sena, look at me. Look at me, Sena. Look at me. Are you looking? Have hope for your future, friend. The future isn't gone. The future doesn't exist even technically. There's now, and having hope for that future literally makes that future open up for you. It's a paradox. It really is a paradox. Like, you can change your entire future right now, and that right now that you're changing your entire future in is always right now, right? The opportunity to change your entire life never escapes you. I feel like Bear saying again, the opportunity to change your entire life never escapes you. Here's see one more time. The opportunity to change your life never escapes you. Because it is you. It's you, right? You are the one that changes your life. Battery at 74 at 10:44. I have 71:48. 7 friends watching right now though. And it was 43:34 when I looked at the YouTube time as well. I'm here. Lolo, we're here with you. Finger are currently running through said beard. Yes. I like unironically, Uncle Becky, I'm gonna ask you if I can touch your beard, Brother Bay. I hope that isn't weird. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I streamed it on Twitch. Footage is up. Thank you, Brother Bay. I'll go check it out. Did you have the perspective? You like streamed the wide shot of planet Earth. I don't know how to words right now. How did you get signal up there? I mean, guessing you used cell towers. I'll tell you what happened. I really, really want. Yeah, manifest, friends. Who needs tears? So nice to have you here, now, in this moment. Are you distracting yourself? Who needs tears? I want the freedom. Me too. Freedom. What does freedom to mean to you, Sena? Hmm? What does freedom mean to you? Freedom means to me, and it's the same meaning of self love, right? Self love and freedom kind of go hand in hand for me. Self love, freedom, and discipline. And this fractal is going to keep expanding the more I think about it, but self love or freedom is creating a life which you don't want to escape, you know? And I feel we're doing that. We really are doing that. Like I've seen you friends open more and more into your lives, being happy to be alive, not wanting to escape your livingness. I am the signal. Suddenly Uncle Becky is just, a technomancer. Channels, all of the internet through himself. And suddenly Uncle Becky becomes the singularity. Goodness, dude. We were just talking about manifesting, Uncle Becky. Are you sure you want that? Uncle Becky's like, yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. I'll feel like I've been too busy to be distracted. Or maybe not too busy is a distraction. My too busy is a distraction. Good thing to ask yourself, and we're not judging, as we don't, right? We're not judging and being like, how dare you? Distract yourself. No. Just to be like, I might be distracting myself of this thing. What am I distracting myself of? Uh, I'm distracting myself from writing. Yeah, I should could be writing a lot more than I am. It's a good. Oh, happy birthday to our little Miles. Is it good? Is he here right now? Suddenly puts Bong away. Happy birthday, dear Bubby, dear Miles. I honor you, divine little being. I look forward to seeing you become a person. I mean, you're already a person, but I look forward to watching you change the world. Little dude, I love you. I love you, Aunt V and Uncle Becky, for bringing such a beautiful being into the world. Thank you for taking care of him, for making his life a beautiful place. Oh my goodness, this is great. So are you, Aunt V. I am just a mirror, remember? Actively polishing said mirror so that I can completely and divinely reflect back to you that which you are. Divine. Speaking of phones and tablets as distraction devices, I was thinking just this morning about how that tech would evolve in 50 years. Yeah, definitely. Oh, not even 50 years, 5 years. In 5 years, we're going to have people with brain implants. And will the evolution take us further from our true nature? I don't think so, Mojo. I actually don't think so. I've been thinking about that a lot. One of the things that excites me the most about brain computer interfaces isn't even bandwidth. You know, like for the longest time it was. So the bottleneck between us and our devices right now is bandwidth, right? I can input a little bit more information than I can output. Well, a little bit, exponentially more information than I can output. In other words, the ability for me to put information into the internet is significantly limited in comparison to my ability to extract information off the internet, visual, audio, versus words or typing, right? So for the longest time, the thing that fascinated me the most was what is bandwidth going to do to us for us? If we've already achieved what we have as a species because of our interfacing of information and technology, if we increase that bandwidth, we're going to increase our efficiency slash ability to make things better for other human beings. That used to be my trip. And I was like, yeah, bandwidth. But now, like during meditation, I kind of like realized this. Even cooler than bandwidth with the external realm, bandwidth within your internal realm is going to be the thing that I feel is the coolest. That's why I believe it's not going to take us further from our nature, but make us even more in tune with our personal nature. Because brain computer interfaces, at least the rudimentary level of it that's going to come out first, is going to be basically diodes put in the cortex, right? And I know this could sound yikes, right? But they already exist. There's people that have spikes, deep brain stimulation, like literal nails through their brain that goes into the middle of their brain that kind of like sends a little frequency, and it stops them from having seizures, saves their lives, right? And they live happy, normal lives. And that's big yikes, like actual nails, right? So Think now, the other fractal, micro thin little wires, right? It doesn't disturb your brain. It doesn't go through like, oh goodness. Okay. Anyway, so now you have this distribution of connectivity throughout your entire brain. And again, the thing that tripped me out was the ability to use this distribution of information slash access to bandwidth with your creation, and then the creation with you. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. But now, taking that loop out, right, and just being with yourself, communicating different brain parts to different brain parts, using that same connectivity to connect with yourself. And I was like, you. So I honestly believe we cannot not be ourselves, Mojo. That nature, Wu Wei, that this is the act of nature. Technology, the singularity, is nature as well. It's trippy. It's a trippy part of nature, But if you give a sophisticated species enough time, it will develop technology, and with that technology, it will try to develop intelligence, because intelligence is kind of what drives our economy. And then if it tries to develop intelligence, it's going to do so with its machines. And if it does so, the singularity is inevitable to arise. Like, it's literally impossible for it not to. So instead of being scared and like, oh no, what is going to happen? To be like, this is nature. All of it. You as nature. All of this contrariety, all of this complexity is nature. And I feel it's going to be interesting. I believe so. Although evolving is necessary. It might, right? Like, true nature, again, is like the question of asking what is real, Mojo. What is real, right? Like, am I real? What makes me real? Is it my tangibility, the face, the fact that I have a face? Does that make me real? If I if I had to extrapolate the entire universe into a moment, you know, all of time, and it's like an instance. Within all of time, my whole existence would have been so infinitesimally fractioned, that you could argue that I'm not real, right? And yet, here we are, real as at least we think of as real. And I feel it's going to be the same thing, that the true nature question is going to be like the what is real question. It is what you think of as true nature, what you think of as real. Maxine, thank you for the timeless beauty. Love to you too. Self love, freedom, and discipline. Self love, freedom, and discipline. Thank you, Auntie, for echoing the truth. Mojo says, hopefully there will always be those of us who use the tech to grow goodness, just as we're doing now. Yes, we are, right? Like, we could use our mobile devices to watch bad stuff. I wanted to, like, my mind was like, you want bad stuff? And it gave me all of these horrific things I could name. We could use it for bad stuff. And instead of using it for bad stuff, we're doing this with it. We're connecting with it. And it's going to be the exact same thing for brain computer interfaces as well. Let's sing Bubby happy birthday on the count of 3. Uncle Becky, that message was sent 4 minutes ago. But I told myself that the first time someone asks me to sing happy birthday to someone, I will. And you happen to be the first person to ask. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Miles. Happy birthday to you. Beloved friend, have an amazing life, oh. Keep loving your dad, keep loving your mom, keep loving the world. Everything will be okay. Love you, little Miles. Thank you, Uncle Becky. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, dear Miles. Thank you. Thank you so much for the love, Maxine, for singing too. I think I missed a few here on the Reddit side. Uncle Becky said it's here too. Running fingers, beard, freedom, distraction. There we go. Melts 3. I'm so sorry. Oh, on my 3. I mean, I guess it happened. It's been Sangs. It's been only Sangs being busy is a distraction for me. Sometimes tears. Oh, absolutely. For a lot of people, it is. Right? It's like you'll rather be interfacing with something than be. Again, kind of like coming back to the whole brain-computer interface thing. I'd rather be high bandwidth thing that's cool, but with self, right? And I feel once you connect your hands, you're technically doing that because there's like all of this connectivity that goes down my spine, and then there's like these right that comes down your body, and then that comes down my hands, and then there's like this. You can feel your fingertips, right? Which means that it's connected, and then you feel your fingertips against one another, which means this node coming through this arm connects to this node coming through this arm connects to itself. That's at least why I kind of connect my hands as much as I do. I feel it's like a balancing act. You're connecting the nodes of your brains with one another, shooting into the hemisync, and getting those brain networks to interface. Pippi and Yudi, and probably Eva as well, got themselves some bones. Freedom, freedom, freedom. You've got a gift for what you take. I won't let you down. Will not give you up. I just recently wrote a poem after many, many years of not having inspiration to write anything that wasn't critical analysis. It felt so, so good. Who needs tears? I honor and praise you for your efforts, friend. Thank you so much for creating beautiful things. Share it with us if you're willing to, friend. Freedom to me is when all humans understand that we are the same and that we came from the same energy that made our universe, and that we don't hold each other on egotistical levels, and we live as one with nature. Now, that sounds like a world I would never want to escape. Thank you so much, Sena. That's beautiful, friend. Happy birthday to you, Miles. Thank you, dear Shan. I think it sometimes can be for me too, Shan. I do just have a lot to handle lately, so I think maybe it's not a distraction this time. It's good. It's good that you're getting things done. Who needs tears? I honor you for that, you know. And I feel again, the stream wasn't started with the intention of making you feel bad about distracting yourself. It's just about acknowledging that we distract ourselves. Pepe, hi Maggie. Pepe is trying to bury her bone in our lawn. Fine, 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 universe, fine. It's fine. I'm here. We are here, constantly floating in space and living through the invisible forces of gravity and inertia, etc. That's foundational to me. A personal realization about all living origins. This moment, right? Like there really is nothing else. There really is nothing else. And we grasp like there's gonna be something better than what is. What is better than what is? And I know some of your friends are like, I feel it. I do. I do. It's gonna get better. Being happy right now is how it gets better. Keep showing up for love. It's gonna take us some time, but it's not doomed. It's not hopeless. I used to get D. I used to get D. Sena. I want to say me too, but that would be a lie. I'm so happy you got to write tears. That is so therapeutic. I hope things calm down a bit for you soon, friend. Thank you for that. That was beautiful, Melt. Nice job. Thank you, Shan. Thank you for feeling into it. I used to get deja vu, especially as a kid. And when I was in that moment, I feel like I can connect to the other universe of my other self. I can't wait for it to be my birthday. Sena, you'll have to ask me to sing for you. Otherwise I'm just gonna be like, happy birthday. That's my caveat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Who needs tears? That is a curious thing. Why do dogs bury bones? For later? I guess. I guess for later. Pepe, I see you, Bieni. I saw her like with a plan, running at the other dog for a moment, and then I'm like, Pepe, and then the ears go back. Kijk voor jou. I can you see? Pretends to not hear me. I kijk voor jou. I can you see? I'm watching you. I see you. Of course, tears. Love you, Fred. Love you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you for loving yourself. Thank you for all of the distractions you have allowed. Thank you for all of the feelings you have felt. Thank you. How are the new kittens, Mel? They're amazing, Joy V. Shelby is a character. Like today especially. She kind of like came outside even. She was in my room this morning. And she's one of the she at first she was like kind of, oh no, oh no. Every single time she would see a person. And I was like literally she taught me how to like move with such gentleness. Like my feet were or like gliding on the floor basically, just so I can move so non-threateningly that she warms up to me, which she very much did to the point where now she doesn't want to leave me alone. After I start giving her scritches, I give her scritches, and she's like on the ground, rolling back and forth, like she does this thing where she pushes her like teeth against me, like not just her face, but like she wants to get her mouth over my fingers. Pulls, and I'm like, fine. I always wash my hands after petting her as well. And I wash my hands, and I start walking, and she just like drops on the floor, looks at me, and I walk around her, and then she runs, drops on the floor, and I'm like, fine. Bend down, give her even more scritches, go and wash my hands again. She's amazing. And Roxy, the other one, is a farm cat. I feel like she's decided. She has a spot in which she lives where we have like this little. It's not a wine vineyard, but it's like wine grape vines growing over this kind of like trellis. I don't know exactly how to say the words for it, but and then there is a storehouse that kind of connects to the garage that connects to our main house. So they live mostly in the storehouse, and then they run over the grapevines into the garage, and she has found herself in that highway, and she's just like chilling there eating rats. She eats so many rats that she only comes in for food at the end of the day, and then she'll eat a little bit of pellets, and we'll give her some milk, and then for the rest of it she is hunting. Eva, what's die? What's die, Eva? Man, living on a farm straight up scars you, yo. Like I just see Eva running with something in her mouth, and it's the spine of something. Something's spine is in her mouth right now. Goodness, the world we live in, huh? Goodness, I'm just imagining. When I think about stuff like this, I imagine an alien species, right? Like this hyper technical, like as transcended form, even energy bodied beings that just absorbs their energy from their environment, like that's how they sustain themselves. And then they see something like that. this animal having another animal's spine in their. Like, would they be horrified? Would they be impressed? Would they be awe-inspired? Would they be fascinated? I wonder. I really wonder. Thank you again for asking, Joy V. It's so nice to be loving on them. I think I had to refresh. There we go. That sounds like the cutest she really is. Oh my goodness, it's so adorable. I love kittens. She is kind of still a kitten. She's not kitten like completely. She's a little bit bigger than a kitten, but she's still young. She's definitely still young. Miles? I think I missed a little bit of the context. Maybe it's Miles who sent that message. Is that you, Miles? I've been not smoking this bong for the last hour. If that's you, Miles, look away. Like look away. Pretend you're not seeing what's happening right now. And then you're gonna hear sounds. Imagine me snorkeling. I am 6 miles. Dude, look away, Miles. Or maybe I'll look away. That's not how it works, Mel. I know. I'm unironically not gonna let you see. I won't let you see, Miles. I'm snorkeling. That's some spicy snorkels. Yes. My intention for smoking today is to not be distracted. I say, as I instantly start distracting myself after smoking. There is an outdoor cat from the previous homeowners left when they moved. She leaves all kinds of dead animals and body parts by the doors at the driveway. I hear you, Mel. You know she's probably doing that as well as like a gift to you. It's like these poor helpless, hairless, bipedal animals. I've never seen them kill a single thing. Shame. Have some dead thing. Have some. I brought dead thing for you. Have some of the dead thing. We have dogs in the background eating spine. Pippi is waiting her turn. You see that? Pippi is just like supervising right now. Being like, yes, my turn for spine soon. I'm so looking forward to eat spine. I'm joking, but it's still horrific. Thank you, Uncle Beckers, for giving me a goat fart. I feel it's that time. A time for a card, for a piece of sacred geometry. The codes, our universe, mathematically. Mathematics turning into fractals, turning into flow, turning into imagery that we can behold. Yo! Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Card time! It is indeed card time. I'm gonna pull a card. I'm missing our beloved Jack today. Sending him all the vibes. Probably see him again tomorrow. Skibbity bobbity. I'm missing Jovan as well. She's probably been lurking. What's this? Is the card? The Wild Orchards. Something hidden. Something hidden, right? We were talking about distractions today. Something hidden. Interesting. It's card 11 as well. As I was pulling the card, I was thinking about Toasty. Toasty associates with the number 11. This deed. Toasty is speaking to us now. I feel like this is literally a message from Toasty. Card 11. Wild Orchards. Literally, the core meaning is something hidden. Lush and verdant. These wild orchards honor the exquisite beauty of the planet kingdom. Embedded in this card is the geometry of the star tetrahedron. Something, however, something is hidden. Eyes. You see them eyes? Eyes look out from the green hearts, quietly watching and waiting to see what will be revealed. The dragonfly is here to help you dispel illusion. This card asks you to look within and contemplate what you may be hiding or what is being hidden from you. This is not about intentional deception. There is no sense of trickery or lies. Nevertheless, something you have not considered may be affecting your inquiry. View the beauty of these wild orchards. Ask your inner knowing to uncover things hidden so that you may gain a broader perspective of your current situation. Simply recognizing that you are holding back may prompt your awareness to reveal what has been unseen. Your willingness to bring to light things concealed may open doors of your perception and strengthen your ability to experience the wholeness of the situation. Yeah, that's a good one, huh? Really interesting. Something hidden. The part that's getting me stuck is it's not intentional. There's no intentional deception that's happening. Because this whole stream started from a dream, right? This dream of this kid interfacing with this technology noticing behavior slash reaction slash feelings seen as undesirable, instantly creating a distraction so that this child doesn't have to deal with the undesirable feeling, and then that perpetuates something hidden. So I'm thinking, at least this is what it feels like to me, is that the state of the internet right now, something's hidden, right? But it's not intentional deception. It's it's sleep. Technically, we're hidden right now, right? The whole internet, and yet this now. And we're not intentionally deceiving, right? It's open to anyone. If only the algorithm, which is also not intentionally deceiving, stopped hiding. Be well, friends. Thank you, Aunt V. Man, I like putting in information, seeing what comes out. Thank you, friends. Thank you greatly, Aunt V, for putting in good information, letting me chunk good information out. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining me. First time this card has been pulled. It is. I'm so happy we pulled a new one. Damn, I really needed to hear that. Very interesting. Sena, thank you. Thank you, friends. I'm gonna be pondering this all day now. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Look, friends. Look deep inside. That is where the answers reside. Goodbye. Love you, friends. Yeah, wasn't that cool? Cool, like cool closing to the Reddit. I felt all zen like and stuff. You know, felt all like I'm a guru in something. I love you, friends, so much. Thank you for allowing me to be silly. The more we do this, the more fun it becomes. I've never experienced anything like that. You know, I'm pretty distractible. Talking about today's topic again, I've been distracting myself since I could, since I had autonomy. I've been distracting myself. And to want to do something where distraction, you want to murder distraction, right? Talking about the thing we're saying, you want to murder the distraction. I love you, friends, so much. I love you, friends, so much. Thank you for making these moments possible. Mm, I have the most beautiful day, everyone. I love you all so very dearly, mountain friends, as we love you. Thank you so much, Shan. Thank you, Uncle Becky, for burrito, 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 fire, fire. All my love to you, Melty, to all you lovely humans, and to you too. Thank you so much. Who needs tears? So much love to you. Love it, Sena. Love you too, Meltmore. Sending you love and light. Peace. And have a wonderful night. It's a distraction of self-soothing. Is it distraction or self-soothing? You see, now you're asking the real questions because technically that distraction as a child was me patching something, right? Self-defense mechanism, soothing, a coping mechanism is another word as well. Hmm. Maybe that's a whole ass topic for tomorrow. Noticing old patterns, old coping mechanisms that were necessary and serving in the moment, yet outdated and harmful now. Mm. Enjoy the entering nodes into the fractal. Thank you for creating with me. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Go and love yourself. Yeah, don't even love anyone else. I mean, do, but love yourself first. I love you. Thank you for joining me.